Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make this very simple dress. So you can use about 3 yards or more than that, depending on how much flare you want to use at the bottom. So first of all, you're going to cut out what you need for the bottom part. So this is what I'm going to be using. I'm going to set it aside since it's just going to be a gather, because someone sent me this. They want to know how to cut this particular top, because I already have a tutorial on this, but it has elastic. But this one here is going to have a zipper at the back, so I'm going to link that other one also to this video. So basically this dress only has a front panel. So what you're going to do is measure around your bust, divide it by 4, and add like extra 2 inches or 2.5 to it, depending on if you're a busty person or if you're not, because you want it to cover towards the side. So you need at least 1 inch more or 1.5 inch more, and then extra 1 inch for your seam allowance. So my bust is my bust is 42, divided by 4 is going to be 10.5. I added extra 1 inch to it for extra 1.5 to it for just the coverage, right? And then 1 inch of sewing. So now after that, the next thing, that's how I got the width of the fabric. The next thing I have here is the shoulder to the waist. Shoulder to waist for me is about 17 plus 1 inch of sewing allowance, 18. So what I'm going to do now is just to go ahead and mark my basic body. So my shoulder divided by 2 is 8. Mark it, come down here by 1 inch, and then put in my armhole here. And then the next thing I'm going to do is just to connect it. Just your basic bodies is what I'm drawing here. Connect it all the way up, and then give it a curve here. Come in here, mark my basic again, 3 inches of neckline. Connect the 1 inch of shoulder slope to this point, right? Connect this to this here. Sorry, just connect this to this. And once this is done, the next thing you have to do now is check the line that you have from here to here, which is 5 inches for me, right? This shoulder slope, whatever you have, find the midway. So 5 inches is what I have. Half of 5 inches is going to be 2.5, sorry. Mark it there, and then you're going to draw a line down. Depending on how low you want the strap to come down, you can do 3 inches down for where you want your strap to come down, or you can do 2 inches down. It depends on you. So let's say I decide to do this much here, right? So now the next thing I'm going to do is to come down to my neckline. You know, normally you have like a 3 inches of neckline here. So it depends on you how low you want the neckline to be. So let's say I decide to do 7, because remember, this top, I don't want to make the V to come down so low, because already the top is it's strapless. It doesn't have any side to it, and I'm more on the bustier part. I don't want my boobs to be out. But if you want to have a deep cleavage, you can always go ahead and just do your thing, bring it down. But I just want mine to be a little high, so that at least even if it's showing on the side, it's not showing by the neckline. So once that is done, what I'm going to do is just to connect this here. Connect the V from here to here to get the V-neck, because this is a spaghetti strap that we're trying to make here. And then after that, you're going to connect the other side to your to the armhole. So you see, now we have this strap here. You see, this is done. So now let's go down to the waist. So the waist, all you have to do is to divide your waist measurement by 4. So for me, my waist is 34 divided by 4 is 8.5. I'm going to add the same seam allowance I added here. So, but remember, I still need that. So I'm going to be adding 1 inch of darting, and then 1 inch of sewing allowance, and then extra 1 inch for coverage is what I'm going to do instead of 1.5 here, because there's nothing really to hide by my waist part. But the bust, I did coverage 1.5, but for the waist, I just did 1 inch for the waist because there's nothing there to cover. But for the bust, I need as much coverage as I can get. So once you've done that, you're just going to go ahead and connect from here to here, and our top is done. So I'm just going to connect here to here, but just don't forget to measure whatever you decided to use here. So mine is 2.5. So I'll remember that the strap in front is going to be about 2.5 inches of length, right? So now you can go ahead and cut. So what I'm going to cut now is from the V-neck. Imagine if I decided to go even deeper than this now, the V will come down lower like this, right? So it will give me this low deep V, but I don't want it that way. So I might bring it down a little bit when I try it out, but for now let me just stick to this higher one now. So I'm just going to cut from here up and then go from the side again, cut my armhole and then go up this way. Some people, when you make this kind of strap and you find that yours you are more on the bigger side, you can just go ahead. Like if you find that the cut here is too low and it's starting to gape, all you have to do is just to add like a small dart here, maybe like this much dart. Just pinch up like a little bit of fabric here and just pinch it just to give you a dart by the side. It doesn't have to be calculated or anything. Just go ahead, just somewhere along this line, but bring it down towards the armhole and just give it a curve of a dart like that and just blend it in. So now I'm just going to connect this here, cut this out also, sorry. And then the next thing you have to do is the waist. I'm going to put in my darts. So my nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2 is 8. Mark that here. And then I'm going to mark it up. So this is going to be my dart for the front, 1/2 inch on both sides, and that's basically it. So I'm going to notch it. So now guys, for the waist, so this is our top here. I'm going to use lining on it. If you want, you can even insert a cup. It depends on you, but I'm going to just insert. So you can imagine once this is done, now I'm going to put in a strap here, and remember this strap here doesn't connect to the lower back. It just connects. This strap here will go, remember like I said, mine was, when I measured this here, it was 2.5. So it's going to go 2.5 here, 2.5 here. When I measured it on this, it was 2.5, remember, right? So I'm going to just measure it from here now and bring it back down, just enough to go into this side. This strap here is going to connect, go around my arm and go into this point. This is where it's going to meet the top. The one on this side is also going to go up 2.5 and then come back and meet at this point here. So when you're turning it with your lining, if you're comfortable enough, you can sew it inside the lining. But I don't want to do mine that way because I want to be able to know if I can adjust it and know if it's tight enough. Because if I take my lining now, because I'm going to cut a lining that is exactly like this, if I take the lining now and put this strap in and then I find that it's too long or it's too short, I can't bring it out. So I'm going to just use my lining, turn it over, and then I can readjust the strap if there's any need for that. So let's go ahead and finish up the bottom. So the bottom is basically just anything you want you can do for the bottom. You can do a pencil, you can do a girder. So basically I'm going to be using this girder. You can do 3 times of your waist. If you want, you can add a pocket to the side. I think I'm going to be adding a pocket to mine. You can do 3 times of your waist to get girder more. If you want, you can do 2.5. If you want, you can do ×4 if you want it really much. So this is what I'm going to be using. The fabric is already folded into 2. I'm going to split it into 2 equal parts. One will be the front and one will be the back, and then I'm going to have a zipper at the back. So guys, I've gone ahead and coupled this together. As you can see, I've sewn this side too in. So you're going to just place your lining and sew the inside of it together, and then sew close this side, and then you flip it inside out. So this is the inside here. So basically take the lining, right side facing each other, and then you join this part, sew it this way, and then you see I've also gone ahead and picked my dart. So basically all I have to do now is to take the gathered part and attach it to the bottom. So like I said, you're going to split your bottom part into 3. 1 portion for the front and 2 portions for the back. So what I'm going to do now is just to go ahead and attach mine. Guys, I'm going to take this now. I'm going to gather it on this here. So this is the front, right? I'm going to gather this all the way on to the front alone as the front panel. And guys, remember, like I said, this strap here, after 2.5, I'm going to just take the rest and attach it. But I'm not going to do it until I'm done. When I wear it, then I can tack it down with like, just sew it down here. Or another thing you can even do is to put like a button and a buttonhole and then you can just put it in and adjust. And like if it's something that is not yours and you don't have the person's measurement, you can always put like a button on this one and then make holes on this here, so any level it is, they can always bring it down, adjust it up or down. You understand? So now I'm going to attach my girder and also couple the back panel and bring it back. So guys, this is it here. All you have to do is, this is the back panel. Just like I said, 1 front panel for the bottom and 2 for the back. So the back, you split it into 2, leaving space for the zip. Add the band here, add the band here. How you're going to calculate your band is basically your waist measurement divided by 4. So my waist is 34, divided by 4 is going to be 8.5. Sorry, 8.5. So what I did is just to measure 8.5 here, but adding 1 inch for the center zip and 1 inch for the side seam, right? So on this other side too, I just marked 8.5 and then I added 1 inch for this side center for the zip and 1 inch for the side. And then you see the back panel, I've also gone ahead and joined it. So this is, sorry, the front panel, I've also gone ahead and joined it. I know you guys might be thinking my girder is not enough, but guys, this is just for me to make it and show you guys, so I don't really need to make it too girdered. So but you can always make yours as girdered as you want. So now all I have to do, if you want to add pocket to yours, you can also go ahead and do that, because I'm going to be using this lining to make a pocket for myself. So what I'm going to do is just to basically take it here and then I'm going to join it to the side, noting that my band is going to be attached to the body of this cloth. My band is going to be attached to the body like this, not to the girder. My band is going to be on the body of the cloth, and then I'm going to sew it down using that 1 inch of seam, and then sew it down all the way to the end on this side. But when I come here, I'm going to put in a pocket with the lining. So I'm also going to do it on the other side. Just take it here, wherever the body of this top joins to the body of the girder. You see my girder, you see the top. On this other side, I'm going to make sure that the band is attached to the body of the cloth, and then I'm going to sew it down close to the end and then add my zip. So I'm going to do that and bring it back so you guys will see what the complete outfit looks like. So guys, this is basically it. I finished this one here. So like I said before, I have a tutorial on this here. If you want yours to be elastic at the back, is totally doable, and you can always put in a pocket like I said to the side. So this is what the back looks like. Guys, if you're making it for someone and you're not sure of their size, like I said, you can always go ahead and put in a button on the body of the cloth and then use a buttonhole. Just slice open a buttonhole all over this, like 3, just in case they can be able to adjust it. Just put a button on the body of the cloth and a buttonhole on the strap, so they can always adjust it if it feels like to a better fitting. And then you see it has a zipper at the back. So that's basically how you do this here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.